Good morning. I hope you're doing great. I feel like I'm doing better than I was last week. I don't know if I was doing great. I don't remember much last week. It was a long time ago. How you doing today, Carol? Right. I am, so I had an idea. Oh, let me know if you can hear everything. And also when I get to playing the auto harp, I should do a little, you should let me know how the sound is. If you can do that, that would be amazing. In fact, I'm going to put on my headphones and attempt to listen in just a moment because I did adjust the sound when I was doing recording, which is what happens when you start recording. So let me check that really quick. This is not a song that I'm going to be singing, but it'll be my sound check song. For Friday morning when we set sail and we were not far from the land. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think that'll work. That I can make that work. I might turn it down just a touch. There we go. All right. So, in any case, as I was saying, I had this idea. One of the things that I've long done with my what I've thought about a lot. I've mentioned this podcast, Folk on Foot, which is a podcast that I feel like is very much was made for me. It's all about music in relation to the land, which is something that's, that's what I do. I'm a cultural geographer, I'm a musician, and so it's like the perfect, it's the perfect sort of a sound, a fusion of music and culture. And so I made this note a couple weeks back, which was basically to try to find a way to put those things together in my own music. How can a certain album, for instance, I've had a lot of people who say, I listen to A Fair to Remember on the way to a Renaissance festival. I listen to sci-fi drinking songs on the way to a convention. It's a similar sort of thing. It's the land in relation to the music, in this case, traveling. So how can you do a similar sort of thing? How can I do similar things? And one of the things that struck me was my Celtic Invasion vacations. I do these trips, and I've long thought that I would like to, I don't usually play music like in the evenings, but I've long thought that it would be really cool to be able to put music into the environment a little bit more. And so I'm going to try to do this year. And because of that, I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, the shows are probably going to be pretty short. I'm not going to do like an hour-long concert, but maybe like what I do here, 5 songs, where I share some music that's sort of related to it, and maybe 4 songs that are related to it, and then 1 song that's, whatever the heck I want. It fits my mood for the day. So that is what I decided to do with this. And I decided to, I was trying to pick out some songs for the famine, the Irish famine, since I know we're going to a famine museum at one point, and I thought that'd be a good way to get started. So, Rocky Road to Dublin doesn't quite fit that bill, unlike the other 3 songs I have for this, but I still wanted to play it, so. Merry month of May, from the home star left, the girls are 2 nearly broken heart. Looking for the dear, miss my darling mother, drank a pint of beer. My grief and tears smother, off to reap the corn and leave where I was born. Because stout blackthorn to banish ghosts and goblins in a brand new pair of boots. Rattled all the bogs, frightened all the dogs. The rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 5. Hut here and turn it down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack the laddie down. And Mullingar that night I rested. So we started by daylight, next morning light and air. Took a drop of the pure, keep us up singing that's a petty's cure. And Aries on for drink, see the lasses smile, laughing all the while. Had my curious style to set your heart a bubble. The axe to fire was hard, wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 5, hut here and turn down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack the laddie down. And Dublin next arrived, I thought it's such a pretty leaf, so soon to deprive of you that my city. When I took a stroll all among the quality man, the liquor store, leaving neat account. Something crossed my mind, and I looked behind, but I couldn't find upon my stick. Oh, I went inquiring for the road. Said my conic brogue wasn't much in vogue in the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 3, 4, 5. Hut here and turn it down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack the laddie down. There I got away, my spirits never failed, landed on the kids. Now the ship was sailing, Captain me roared, said the new room had it. When I jumped aboard, a captain thought for paddy. Down among the pigs, played some funny rigs, danced some hardy jigs. The water around me, wobbling off the holly head. Wished myself were dead, I'm better off instead. The rocky road to Dublin, 1 3 5. Hut my hair and turned down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack full la did die. La did die, la did die, la da la did die, la da la did die, la da la did die, la did die, la did die, la da la did die, la did die, la did die, la da did 1 2 5. Hut the hair and turned down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack for la did die. The boys of Liverpool, let me call myself a fool. I could no longer stand it. Blood began to boil. Temporary was losing. Poor Darren's eye. Oh, they began to beat. Around me voice as I Schlaley Island flies. Some goy boys came by. They saw I was a hobble with the loud hooray. Joining the fray, quickly cleared the way for rocky road to Dublin. 1 3 5. Hut my hair and turned down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. 1 3 5. Hut my hair and turned down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. 1 3 5. Hut my hair and turned down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack full la did die. Right. Does that sound okay to you, Carol? Let me know. I turned the auto harp down a little bit more, and hopefully it's at a decent level, but I can't tell now. All right, this is one of the great immigration spots from Ireland. Well, a lot of times they would travel. I think they traveled to Dublin and then caught a ferry over to Liverpool, where they caught a boat that headed all the way to what are the cats getting into? That headed all the way over to the Americas. One sec. Sounded like they got into a closet where I keep food, and guess what? They got into a closet where we keep food. All right, so this is Leaving of Liverpool. Fare thee well to you, my own true love, my darling, fare thee well. For I'm bound for California, a place that I know right well. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Well, I'm sailing on a Yankee clipper ship, Davy Crockett is her name. And her captain's name it is Burgess, and they say she's a floating shame. Oh, oh, fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Well, I sailed with Burgess once before, and I think I know him well. If a man's a sailor, he will get along, and if not, then he's sure in hell. Oh, oh, fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, oh, fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee, well, the ship is in the harbor, love, and I know I can't remain, 'cause I know it will be a long, long time before I see you again. Oh, oh, fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united, we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, oh, fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united, we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, my darling, when I think of thee. Woo. All right. Of course, 30,000 Irishmen died digging the New Basin Canal, thereabouts. And Jamie Houser wrote a song about it. It goes like this. Heave-ho, boy, oh, wait, I should point out, it's on a CD. You have CDs? I'm going to work on this. I got to get a little bit more, that's what I should also practice, is saying the CD thing. Yeah, CDs? Yes, good. Because since if I want to incorporate it into the Pub Songs podcast, then I obviously need to include that in its own way too. So, good job, Carol. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Here we came to find the land that our fathers never had. No land we found, but only death. We were the yellow jack. The yellow jack, one day you're up, the next you're in your grave. Down New Basin Canal, we're caught for us 6 miles of pain. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. O'Hanlon was the first falling down Mike O'Shea. The boss called up and down the line for men to bear away. The men who fell hundreds, they shook like a Mayo gale. Too few there were to dig trench, too few to bear away. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Why is it Aaron's sons are called when slaves cannot spare? When earth and water must be moved to make the rich men share. From lake to river to move the goods to make the rich men more. Down we fall time and again with none to hear our prayer. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Well, we will rise somehow, sometime to rule those who rule us. We'll fight to overcome the loss of thousands of Ireland's best. We will be known as men who die, will live to make our mark. The men of New Basin Canal, known as New Orleans' own. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy, oh, it's digging. Heave-ho, God help us all. Woo. All right. Rock out. Notice I am drinking coffee today for Coffee with the Celtfather. Looks like there's other people on. If you're able to, say hi. If you're not, no worries. Yeah, so, CDs. Just gonna say that. I did pack up for Sherwood. I'm going to Sherwood Forest Fair this weekend. I haven't packed yet, but I got all the CDs and album pins that I'm planning on bringing, which is very interesting because I decided, number one, I'm running low on a lot of like Celtfather. I don't have many copies of that CD, and I'm almost out of the album pins, except for the ones that are going to the Kickstarter. So I haven't touched all those things yet, and I'm not sure exactly what to do about that yet. How many I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to focus a little bit less on CDs and more on album pins, at least for this convention. See how that works. We'll see. All right, so probably my favorite song, inspired by the Great Famine, was Kilkelly, Ireland, which of course the story goes that back in the these brothers back in the, I think it's actually in the 70s, they went through a chest and they found up in their attic in was it Maryland, I think, and they were going through the chest, and it was letters written by their great grandfather to their great grandfather, I think it goes, and they were telling the story of the famine in through these letters, and it was a incredible sort of story to hear, and so they shortened it and turned it into a song. It goes like this. Hey Lisa. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860. My dear and loving son John, your good friend and schoolmaster Patrick O'Donnell, so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all left to find work in England. The house is all empty and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. Your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad. Be sure and come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I guess that he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no work to speak of, and now we have nothing to burn. Bridget is happy you named a child for her, although she has 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind or when you will be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880, dear Michael and John, my sons. I'm sorry to send you the very sad news that your dear old mother is gone. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. It's so good to hear Michael's returning. Money sure to buy land. Say he might even come for a visit. This is why we practice. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880. My dear loving son John. Sorry to send, and this is why we also go and occasionally pause for just a minute to figure out what those lyrics are. Okay. Let's try this again, or coming back into there. Okay. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880. Dear Michael and John, my sons, I'm sorry to send you the very sad news that your dear old mother is gone. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. It's so good to hear Michael's returning with money. He's sure to buy land, for the crop has been poor and the people are selling as fast as they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son John. I suppose that I must be close on 80. It's 30 years since you've gone. Because of all the money you sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house and Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family pictures. They're lovely young women and men. You say they might even come for a visit. What a joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892. My dear brother John, sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you that father is gone. He was living with Bridget. She says he was happy and healthy right down to the end. You should have seen him play with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. We buried him alongside of Mother down at the Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you at the end. Why don't you think about coming to visit? What a joy to see you again. Woo! All right, obviously I need to work on that. Practice that a little bit more, especially in time for the trip, so this summer. All right, I'm gonna do one more song. I hope you had fun. If you did, thank you, and you can post a comment on the page and such somewhere, you know, YouTube, Patreon, whatever works for you, or on social media. Say, hey, I was watching Coffee with the Celtfather, and do that. So I was trying to think about something, since I like to mix and match some songs, and although that would be a sort of a Famine set, I was thinking about similar sort of thing. What kind of songs have I written in that a similar vein of struggling and trying to find the right path? And I came up with Tough Times, which is a song about basically doing what is right over what is right for you. You know, doing sometimes it's so easy to get caught up into the idea that, oh, I'm just going to take care of myself, but it's not necessarily right for everyone, for community. So I wanted to write a song inspired by that. Of course, it's also inspired by the episode The Train Job from Firefly. Got a job all lined up and I hope it ain't too bad. The times are tough, can't afford to pick and choose. Bossman is all fired up and he raises my alarm. If I don't look too close, won't see no harm. These are tough times and it feels just like a crime if I put my conscience aside and live on the edge. These are tough times. If I hope to survive, I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. Racing on a train, no longer society's drain. Pulling a job right under the lion's nose. I'm feeling rather smug when chance pulls out the rug. I meet the workers I'm dragging through the coals. These are tough times and it feels just like a crime if I put my conscience aside, live on the edge. These are tough times. If I hope to survive, I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. Pain is in their eyes, I can't help but empathize. We stole their meds, now their suffering is in store. This gangster overstepped, yet despite his unlovely rep, turn the meds and I knock him through the door. These are tough times and it feels just like a crime if I put my conscience aside, live on the edge. These are tough times. If I hope to survive, I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. The job, it has gone south. I'm back living hand to mouth. I feel a little prouder than before. Desperation made me look the other way. I realize now I must make a better choice. These are tough times and it feels just like a crime if I put my conscience aside, live on the edge. These are tough times. If I hope to survive, I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. These are tough times and it feels just like a crime if I put my conscience aside, live on the edge. These are tough times. If I hope to survive, I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. I'll use my conscience as my guide. I must do what is right. I just realized, just as I was singing, that my mind sometimes will wander, and which fortunately didn't affect the remember me the lyrics to the song this time. But it struck me that sometimes when I other things that I need to practice, there's so many things. Whether it's hi kitty, say hi. Whether it's practicing with my pedals, which I decided I was going to skip today, partially because the cat's peed on my floor in here and I'm trying to clean it up, and I just didn't want to mess with it. Odd reason, but nevertheless. Cleaning that mess up. Oh, by the way, Carol, thank you also for the cat litter tip. I finally started doing that and love it. Thank you. But I was trying to think of the things that need to be practiced. So there's obviously you have CDs. I need to practice that. I need to practice a pitch for Patreon, which I haven't done yet, and I think I'm going to work on that next time. I don't think I'm going to have a show next week, but because I'll be in Texas. But if I can make it happen, see, it would be 9:30 a.m. We'll see if I can make that happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. If that changes, I will certainly post something on Patreon. I'll try to do it earlier so that you can be on top of it. But in any case, let's plan on 2 weeks from now for sure, and we'll see what happens next week. If I can get, maybe I might try to see if I can schedule a stream so that you can see something, and I might not be live, but we'll see if I can pull that off. But yes, Patreon, need to practice Patreon. Need to practice the CDs. What else do I need to practice? That's how it's all coming to my mind right now. So anyways, and obviously Kill Kelly Ireland. So, all right, y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. And if I don't talk to you in, next week, then I'll definitely be in 2 weeks. So I look forward to seeing you there online. Cheers.